heard it online and you think there's no rival? You want it for your collection, but have you heard it on vinyl? Hello and welcome once again to But Have You Heard It on Vinyl, now on YouTube. This week we will be looking at the brand new and final album by Megadeth, also called Megadeth. We've got our usual listens, what we've been up to and been buying. The vinyl alphabet this week is W, and we've got some new stuff to talk about at the end. So yeah, hopefully it should be a fun one, nice and fun packed. How are you, Dan? What have you been up to?
Oh, very, very well. Aren't you glad to see the back of January? My God, was that a long month? Yeah,
it's been a weird month. It's just been kind of quiet, and which is unusual for me. And it's long, it's dreary. It's not stopped really raining. So yeah, I'm very glad.
It's dreary. It's dark. It's grim. Work's not really. Everybody at work's kind of like, ugh. Still got a sort of end of year Christmas hangover kind of thing going on. I don't think things like this generally pick up till about March when we're all sort of back into it. They might as well just give us January off as well, to be fair.
Well, I used to work for a company in Australia, and it was shit because basically they made the whole company just shut down for February, and you had to use January, and you had to use your annual leave, which was crap.
Yeah,
you used to always have like the whole of January off. It was weird.
Well, providing they give you enough time to have you use your annual leave.
Yeah.
But I like the idea. I like the idea that the management are actually going, do you know what, yeah, can't be bothered with this, lads. Just lock the door.
Just take it off. Don't worry about it. But I do agree. January's just a weird one. Got the blues a little bit, I think.
Yeah, just lethargic, I think just the whole world just feels lethargic.
Post-Christmas come down.
Uh-huh.
Cool. Have you actually done anything else or not? Just been hunkered down in your little bunker?
Just hunkered down, hunker in your bunker. A bit of this, bit of that. Just getting on with shit,
I can't say I've been up too much at all, to be honest. It's been quite quiet. I said quiet. I've been getting home early, which has been unusual for me. So been messing around, writing a bit of music. I went and did a pub quiz on Friday, which was
an offensive pub quiz.
I don't get out much. I got a bit excited. I might have given some people the finger.
No. You're not allowed out much. It's the real.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I was a bit overcome. I got an answer right that no one else did, and I don't know how I did. And yeah, some woman looked at me either to go, "Oh, well done," or a bit pissed off that I got the answer, and I just gave her the finger for no apparent reason.
Yours.
And now I'm allowed out again in August.
Jesus. Everybody stay home in August. Nothing to see here.
Oh dear. Just think I used to be out and about all the time.
I know. Social lives. I mean, I can't believe we used to have one. It seems like too much effort these days. You have random strangers just poking fun at you, giving you the finger.
Everyone went to a nice little quiet village.
Do you know what, love? Should we just pop out for a quiet pint tonight? Go on, we've not been out for ages. Let's get dolled up and go out. But it's horrible out there. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Oh, there you go. Don't know what else to say about that one. Okay.
Just don't do it again.
I'll be on my best behaviour. I promise. All right. So what have you been? Yeah, I know that you bought some stuff. The previous one that you hadn't got round to. So what have been your buys? You've had an exciting time.
I did, to be fair. Just lately, I've been buying some...
You're on a roll, aren't you?
I'm on a bit of a roll with my grail stuff. And again, just to reiterate, these aren't like impossible to find, like Sun Ra 7 inches from 1968. These are just albums that have been on my list for a while. I want to find them in the wild, generally. But sometimes you just like... You go on Discogs, you got a stash of money in your PayPal, and you just think, oh, fuck it, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to pull the trigger. So my first buy, which is which is one of my top grails actually, it's been on there a long time, is For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge by Van Halen.
I do remember you talking about it ages ago.
I mean, I've been after this for so long and booked so many fairs and never ever seen it, not once, not even battered. I've just been waiting for a decent copy to come up, a decent price on Discogs, and one did, and they'd reduced it by something like, I think 20% or something.
Oh, sweet.
A couple of days prior, and I managed to jump on it. And it's one of these where they've undergraded it. I think it was VG Plus, but it's actually really strong, sort of excellent. You can tell it's been played, but I mean, it's, there's no skips, there's no scratches, there's no crackle, nothing. Yes, I'm absolutely chuffed to get that. It was their sort of, I'd say it was their last big album, I would say, from 1991. It was their big comeback, because they'd sort of gone down the keyboard route as far as I could go, and then come 91, Eddie strapped his guitar back on and it was like, let's fucking rock, and it's just riff-tastic.
Is this Pound Cake? Is that the one on this?
Yeah, Pound Cake. And then you got stuff like Judgment Day, which is superb. Pleasure Dome, which is just weird but brilliant. Top of the World, which was a single. I think Right Now was the big hit in America. I don't think it came out over here. Yeah, it's a brilliant album. It's not one of my favourite albums of all time, but it's a really great, fun album. I'm really happy to get it. I mean, the same with any Sammy era album. His lyrics they're terrible. They're so sexist and just like, oh dear. You got songs like In and Out and like Man on a Mission, Spanked.
So him and David Coverdale could have a filth off.
Yeah, a filth off. I like that. They really should. But yeah, absolutely chuffed to get that. That's a lovely.
I'll trump your slide it in with In and Out.
I mean, one's probably influenced it. They're probably up to each other every stage of the game in the 80s and 90s. What's he saying now? Oh my God, I can't say that. The only thing missing from it is like pictures of scantily clad females, but it's just band shots. But yeah, brilliant album. Really enjoyed it.
Is that the one before, is Balance the last one with Hagar?
Yeah. So Balance came out about 3 years after this one, I think, in 94 and 95. Yeah, they're just downward trajectory. To be fair, I've never heard Balance. I wouldn't mind picking that up just to see what it's like. But I know after that Gary Cherone joined, which is a shame because Gary Cherone, top of his game, absolutely amazing singer, love Gary. And he joined Van Halen at their lowest ebb possible. And they made a really sort of poor, it's a weird album, the album they did with him, Van Halen 3. Even the sleeve art, everything about it's just terrible. Yeah, and then that was it, pretty much. I think they reconvened about 20 years later and put together an album of cobbled leftovers with Dave Lee Roth.
I don't mind that one.
But yeah, that was it.
I don't mind the one with the...
I've never heard it. I've heard the single and I was a bit
I thought the album...
a bit dreary.
I enjoyed it. It wasn't too bad. But then I wasn't a massive Van Halen fan anyway. I kind of knew the first album and 1984. They're the only two I really knew. I didn't really know the Hagar era. No, I don't mind the other one. As you said, I know it's a lot of leftovers and it's not got Michael on it and stuff, but not a terrible album from what I remember.
No, okay. I'll take your word for it, kid. Aside from that, I've been very much sort of backward looking for a while. Sort of my youth, the early late youth, the early 90s, grunge and all that sort of stuff. One band, Rage Against the Machine, I've not listened to them for a very long time. I loved the debut, as most people did. And I just lost them after that. I didn't bother. And a friend of mine was always like, no, the other albums are just as great. And I was just thinking, about the singles, I just thought it's just, I don't think they've progressed. I think it's just more of the same.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But I'm very, very, very wrong, I'm pleased to say. And I started streaming their second album, Evil Empire, which I was just like, this is brilliant. It just blew me away. Really, I couldn't believe it was that good and that different. Yeah, they're really kind of feral on this one. The bass is just... I think the bass is the champion here. He's just been unleashed, and the politics are still there.
Do you think Tim's quite underrated? I think Tim's quite underrated in what he does.
Yeah. The bass, the percussion the percussion and
rhythm
bass,
section.
The rhythm section is that's what I'm trying to say. The rhythm section. They're the stars on this. So I streamed it a bit. Thought, right, I need to buy it. And as per usual, I wasn't just happy with the off-the-shelf reissue type thing. No, because silly bastard that I am, I have to go and spend more money. So I googled it. What's the best version of this to get? Blah blah blah. And I landed on a copy from, I can't remember or it's a reissue 2009, 2008. No, 2009, sorry, the writing's really small, I can't make it out. It's on Music for Vinyl, and yeah, it's absolutely superb. It just jumps out of the speakers, this one. The second side starts off a little bit quieter, but everybody said that about every edition of it, so whatever. But yeah, it picks back. It's just the song Tire Me, it feels a bit, it's the first song on side 2, it just feels a bit quieter, a bit down in the mix, but yeah, it picks up again after that, it's really odd. But yeah, it's just, I've absolutely been playing the hell out of this, I love this album. Superb, and I can't believe, again, like the whole album the other week, that it's taken me 30 odd years to get into an album, but I'm kind of glad that I'm only getting into it now, because you know, otherwise it could have been dead to me after all this time. So,
well, yeah, because I remember the first album, and I remember buying it, and it was everywhere. And I remember I was at school. I remember us trying to learn Bomb Track for a load of us, like in a band and stuff. Yeah. I was a huge fan of that one, and I think the it was meant to be like the big album. Like everyone was waiting for the Evil Empire to come out. I remember Balls on Parade, but then I don't think it ever really gripped me. And then I lost them. I didn't listen to them again. I only got back into them because someone played me the Renegades album, which is their covers one.
Yeah.
And I remember loving quite a lot of the songs on that and thought it was awesome. And then I think I then bought finally Evil Empire on CD. I don't think I own the next one, whether that is Battle of Los Angeles or something.
Battle of Los Angeles, yeah. I'll get that next. I'm not in a rush because, you know, these things take time. But you're right about the second album, because for the time, the gap between the first and the second was such a long time. It was like 3 years, which was kind of unheard of then. I mean, yeah, bands take years now, but back then it was like, and for me personally, you know, you're younger, you're learning more and more, you know, you're taking more on, and they just kind of just fell out of view for me. And like you say, I remember Balls on Parade and thinking, and then just completely forgetting about them and never really picking them up again. I'll play the debut very occasionally. I mean, to be honest, Tom Morello really gets on my nerves. So anything time he pops up on my screen or whatever, on my news reel or whatever, I'm just like, ugh. But I shouldn't, because he's a real pioneer. He really just deserves the credit he gets. But I just
people hate me for it, but I actually kind of enjoyed him in Audio Slave a little bit more, just because he did a bit more traditional playing and he did some more just normal solos and actually showed that he is really, really good like lead guitar.
He's a very gifted guitarist.
Yeah, it's just when he like the times that he stops just fucking around with the little like noises and actually plays, I go, oh, you can play. I like it, like in that he can write some really cool songs. I find he has a certain amount of tricks that he overuses elsewhere. That's just me.
Okay, yeah. And I think on this album as well, the first album, not going to knock it at all, it's absolutely classic. But all the guitar parts, they're all kind of mathy, you know, they're all kind of scaly and sort of thing. This is very much a riff monster, this album. A lot of big fucking chunky riffs on here with the bass just pounding underneath it and Zach doing his thing. It just hits you in a different way. It just hits harder, I think. It's really greasy. And then... Short story, we talked about Nevermind a few weeks ago, a couple of months ago maybe, and we're over that, I played it to death, blah blah blah. Thinking about it, I've actually thought, you know, that was a big pivotal album for me. It was the hugest pivotal album for me and for a lot of people at the time, and it's just a shame that it's kind of just gone out of my, it just sort of fell out my ears and gone, and I'm thinking I don't ever need to hear it again. And it got me to thinking, I miss it. I miss that feeling that I used to get from listening to it, because all you hear is the odd single and that on the radio or whatever. So I've had to go and buy it, haven't I? And again, I've had to buy an expensive version because, you know. So first press is sort of like 200 odd quid plus. I mean, way more than that if you're looking for a decent copy. So again, googling what's the best version of Nevermind, blah blah blah, and I found there is a Palace version from 2000. Again, I ain't got the dates on this and I can't read it because my eyes are shit. I think it was 2011. Palace reissue, 180 gram audiophile quality vinyl, and you had to get the specific version with something written on the run out groove. I can't remember what it was now. So yeah, I bought that, and that was new and sealed, so I was chuffed with that. Not listened to it yet.
The run-out groove, does it just say sucker?
Sucker, over and over and over again. So, I've not listened to it yet. I'm waiting for an opportune moment where I can just sit and chill out and just put it on at a decent volume and relive my youth. So, I don't need to say anything else about that. It's never mind. I mean, Christ, if you don't know that. What the last one I bought was just completely on a whim, just scanning through the Hot UK Deals app. And this came up for, I think it was £6.50 with £3 postage. Or it was £9 all in, I can't remember. And it's the reissue of Alice Cooper's Killer album. I have no Alice Cooper. I know some Alice Cooper songs. My biggest link to Alice Cooper is Melvin's, because they love him and they've done a few of his covers and that over time. And then you've got a song like Under My Wheels is the opening track. I know that. It's a classic song. I'm just seeing if it's got any of the Melvin's covers on it. It has. Halo of Flies. Melvin's do that. I can't remember where they do it.
Halo of Flies. They've done it. They did it on the Jalvins. They did it with. They do it with Jello.
Yeah. But anyway. Quick punt on that. It's a reissue, 180 gram jobby, remastered from the original master tapes, blah blah blah. Gatefold, really good fun album. Really enjoyed that. They're not what you expect at all, because Alice Cooper to me is like Hey Stupid and Poison and all the sort of big 80s hair stuff as a solo artist. But the original Alice Cooper band stuff is a different beast entirely, and as this has proven, I wouldn't rule out buying more of their stuff from the era, because I know there's sort of like 3 or 4 albums that are kind of deemed essential, like your $1 Billion Babies and stuff. But this is a Warner reissue, so it's not been letted out to a reissue label or anything. Great copy, sounds brilliant. Still love that sleeve. It's so childish, but it's a fucking great sleeve.
Which one is it?
It looks like it's been written by a child. It's the one with the snake. It's all red. It's got a snake on it. It looks like a child's written it with their opposing hand. Alice Cooper Killer.
Was it? It said I was surprised. I got to see Alice Cooper support Motley Crue. But less said about Motley Crue as possible. But he was the star of the show. Like he can still play. And I said, and it's one of those ones. I thought I didn't know that many Alice Cooper, but I knew more than I thought. To be honest.
I think reading about it, I mean, the original Alice Cooper band split in the mid-70s, I want to say, and since then Alice Cooper, the man, has been the brand, hasn't it? And it's been him and hired help for forever. And then in the 80s he went all big hair and got Desmond Child and the like to help him write songs. But I think he had his terrible period in the early 80s when he was still a bit drunk and stoned and wrote some weird new wave albums and things. But generally, from what I see and read and hear, everything in the last 20 years has been pretty good. Back to the old school stuff. And he actually did an album with his original band last year, wasn't it? The Alice Cooper band. So yeah, glad I got that. For £9, you can't moan at that for what's deemed a classic.
Wonderful.
Yeah, that was a really good haul this week. I'm really chuffed with that. Wait till you hear the next one.
No, wicked. No, looking forward to it. Well, I've come back, so I've had some new releases. One of them, obviously, is going to be our feature, but the other one, one of the ones that I was very excited about was The Damned, who I've said before. They've got their new album, which is a tribute to Brian James, the original guitarist, and this one's called Not Like Everyone Else. So it's a covers album. There's 10 tracks, all of them covers for different people. I think you've got the Kinks, Yardbirds, Pink Floyd, Casey and the Sunshine Band, Rolling Stones, all kinds of stuff. The last track is a cover of a Rolling Stones cover called The Last Time, and it is also the final performance with Brian James that he did. So it's cool. Like,
ooh, ironic.
Yeah, it's funny. This one I got the special edition one, which comes on. It's a speckled vinyl. Which, if you look at it, you go, oh, it's really dusty. But it's not. It's just got little tiny black specks. So when I clean it, I go, oh, I've missed a bit. Oh, no, it's speckled. And then the next time I put it on, I go, oh, it's a bit dirty.
So you've got big gouges in your body.
Just using terps on it. Come on.
Nearly got it.
So, yeah, I tried to take a photo to send to you. I just keep going, oh, I need to clean it. Oh, no, I don't. Oh, no. It's a black vinyl. Oh, no. I need to clean it. Oh, no. An idiot. But anyway, it is thoroughly enjoyable. I think I did the front cover, for some reason they don't seem to ever put the keyboardist Monty, who is in the band, on any of the front covers and stuff. So I always go, oh no, he's not on this release, but he's all over it. But it's great. Like, not every single cover is the greatest cover I've ever heard, and but it's a really fun album. They recorded it in 5 days, part way through their American tour. They had a little bit of a break, went in, banged out the covers in 5 days in some sort of not too bad studio from what I can see. I think when I looked at the producer on it, he does quite a lot of stuff in America. And I can't really complain with the album. I think it's really good. Like, their cover of Gimme Danger, I think it's great. They've really made it's very much a Damned song. They've made it very sort of gothic and slow and a bit of atmospheric. Yeah. Like, See Emily Play, it's a playful song anyway, and I think they've got Captain Sensible singing on it. I think they do pretty well. I think Summer in the City isn't my favourite song anyway, so a cover of it's never going to make me get too excited. But out of all the rest of them, they do very much make the songs their own. And I think they've done a good thing. You can see that they're having fun. It's a little tribute. I'm sure that in the background they're making some new... what's the word? New album in the background, hopefully with Rat Scabies. But I said, to be honest, Rat Scabies, considering how old all of them are, he's got the chops. He does it. To be honest, it's quite nice hearing him back on the drums. I was always a bit like, I didn't really care. But after listening to this album compared to some of the other ones, I think the other drummers are too tight. I think Rat was always got his own slightly off-kilter roles. They're in time, they're not in time.
It's all about feel.
Yeah, it's all about feel. It's the Steven Adler type thing. It's all about feel. And it is something I think's been missing a little bit from their music. They've just basically had really, really sessiony musicians doing the drums for the last few years. So it sounds good. So I'm really, really pleased with this one. And I've been giving it a battering. I've been playing it quite a lot. I wasn't expecting to be honest. I was like, oh yeah, cover albums, I don't mind them. But this one's been really, really good.
It's been promoted well, to be fair. I keep seeing it everywhere. I've seen a lot of adverts and things, a lot of reviews.
Yeah, and they're doing some special gigs and stuff. They're doing a couple of like big just cover sets in some theatres and stuff at the moment. So no, I've enjoyed it. I think it's a good little addition. And some of the songs I know, some of them I don't. So the ones I don't know, I've just been enjoying them as just songs. So and then you kind of go, oh, I wonder who that's by. But no, it's really good. I think that Gimme Danger is probably is my favourite one on it. I think that really stands out as a great cover. Do you know what I mean? So cool. That one's been fun. I've enjoyed that.
Good.
Carrying on, because you pushed in my way, I did end up buying another UFO album.
Oh, you're obsessed, man.
I am. Got issues. Don't care. Fuck you. Yeah, no, Force It, which is the one that you said you think's their best one, and I absolutely agree. And like reading the line, this is the 2024 reissues they've been doing. So they all come with an extra vinyl of mainly live or what's it called? Like studio live stuff. Do you know what I mean? Live in studio, I think they're called recordings.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so no, this one's good. And looking at the liner notes, Schenker pretty much says this is his favourite album and their best album. He was like, he goes, there's nothing wrong with this. Everyone was basically doing what they needed to do, and he thinks it's one of the best albums he's ever done. So I agree with him. It's like part of the liner notes. He was saying like he keeps praising the drummer, just going, he was just one of the best drummers around. Parker, whatever his name was.
Simon Parker.
Yeah. But no, it's got some of my favourite songs. Shoot Shoot is basically, I've been just hammering that song.
It's class.
Over and over again. That one, Let It Roll, Out on the Streets, love that one. Mother Mary, that's one of their big ones, isn't it?
Yeah.
This Kids, there's not a bad song on it. It just goes from banger to banger, I think.
I think it's the most complete studio album they did.
There's no filler on it. It is just a really, really solid album.
No.
And then the live one is live at the record plant. So I think that's like an in-studio one. So that one's kind of some songs off this one, plus a couple of their ones from Phenomenon and some covers as well. So it's not the best recording, so I'm not going to really play that too much. But it was good to hear their little versions. They sound like they're having fun.
Did you know, fact fans, if you flip it over and look at the cover, did you know the man in that picture is Genesis P. Orridge from Throbbing Gristle?
I do know that now because he was part of Hypnosis, wasn't it, or something?
Yep. So it's a terrible, terrible sleeve, but it's not something you'd want to be famous for.
Well, if you look inside the liner notes, there's two versions of that photo, because they originally did, one was sold to them, and one was sold to a tap company to go and see if they wanted it for their adverts. And that's the truth. But I love the fact that what's his name, Schenker, because they got quite good. The line notes on this one's great. It's a gatefold, so it's got quite a lot of stuff about the info about it. And he even says himself, he goes, the whole UFO period, he goes, I had no involvement in any of the artwork or anything. He goes, most of the time I didn't know what was on the front until it came out. And he goes, and the band members in the end used to let Hypnosis pretty much name the album, because they'd give him a photo going, this is your new front cover. Oh, what's that called? It's called Force It. All right, well then that's the album called. And it's the same with is it Obsession? Same with he goes, all their albums, they were saying, were pretty much named by the photographers because they were too lazy to even bother thinking of a name. And it just went, oh, what's that photo called? So yeah, he goes, he didn't have any involvement until he saw it in the shops. He went, oh, that's our new album.
Okay, that looks really bad.
Oh well, hope the checks keep coming in. So that one was good. And then the last one of my plays is a bit more of just one of my favourite sort of favourite albums, to be honest. Like Social Distortion, I've said about them before. Going to go and see them in June, which I'm really, really looking forward to because they cancelled the last one. They're a band that I took a while to get into, and I knew the name. I think everyone sort of knows them and their main logo. And I kind of knew them more as a punk band. And I think it's just because I kind of knew Mummy's Little Monster and Another State, or what it's called. There's one of their earlier punk songs, which is like a big one. So I kind of knew them from that side of things. But I find they're a band who've just matured more and more as the years have gone on. Yeah. And the one that I was listening to recently is their 2004 album, Sex, Love and Rock and Roll, which is my favourite one by them, because I think like their earlier stuff is sort of scrappy punk, and then they did one called Prison Bound, which was sort of, I think he'd just come out of drug rehabilitation and stuff, and it's an alright album, not too bad. Then their 90s is when I think everyone kind of went a bit nuts for them, and they got signed to Sony, and they did 2 or 3 albums on them, and they were sort of their big ones.
Yeah, I know the name. I've never heard them, but I do remember them getting a sort of the second wind in the 90s.
Yeah, I think because they had that sort of, I think they were in a lot of movies and soundtracks, and a lot of people were name checking them, and they were that sort of, they were able to get marketed quite well because they were a bit punk, a little bit rockabilly and rock, a little bit of country and western in there. They did covers of Johnny Cash, Ring of Fire, and other things. So I think they kind of, everyone sort of, they managed to tick quite a lot of boxes and get like a lot of coverage. But then the albums from like the 2000s onwards, which is this one, and I can't remember what the one after this one's called. I don't know, this one to me is their perfect embodiment. It's got enough rock and roll, enough sort of punky edge to it, but his voice has matured, his lyrics are matured, and I really do believe everything he sings. Do you know what I mean? He's just got a way about singing that just, I love the lyrics. It just sort of touches you. You can tell that he's wearing his heart on his sleeve when he's putting it down. He also goes for quality and not quantity, because since the 80s, they've only done like 6 albums.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, they like, I think this was 2004. Their next album, I want to say, was 2012 or something, and now 2026 we might finally get the next one. So
are they is it still the original lineup?
No, it's not. I think he's the only real original member left now. This album was the first one with some bloke called Johnny Twobags, who
Johnny Teabags.
Guitar.
Teabags or Two Bags? I mean, neither's better than the other, but
I think he was more in sort of early punk bands. I can't remember what bands he was from, but he came on because the original guitarist died of I think cancer or a heart attack.
Oh.
So they finally lost the original guitarist. I think the drummer and the bassist had long gone. They've had quite a few drummers now. I think Josh Freese has been in it for a bit. They've currently got, the drummer now was in the Bronx. For them, they had Atom from Rocket from the Crypt. So revolving people, but I think the current lineup has been going now for at least 10 years. But no, Social Distortion, they're one of the bands that if I start listening to them, I just constantly play and play and play, because I don't know what it's something about him. I just believe everything he sort of sings about, and he's not faking it. So I like it. I think this is a good one to try out. If you want to go and see what they're like, I think this is a good one to start with, personally. Their earlier ones are great, but this one just touches me in so many ways. Like the last song, Angel's Wings, just knocks me down. Yeah, I've enjoyed listening to that one. I always, the moment I get them on, I just play and play and play all their albums. So I'm a big fan.
Excellent.
So this one was just one of the recent reissues, I think. Can't remember where I got this one. Oh no, so this is an original from 2004, so it's not that long ago anyway. And I think that was all the stuff I've played recently. Those 3. So I think the only other thing I've listened to is the Vinyl Alphabet and Megadeth.
Speaking of which,
it's now time for this.
It's the vinyl alphabet.
And this week we have been brought to by the letter W. Are you going or am I going?
You go first. How exciting.
Okay. Okay, the one which I went for is one which I think it was the first album I bought when I moved back to the UK in 2016. Because I think I'd arrived, I think we were currently staying at my parents' waiting for all our stuff to arrive from Australia. And I saw it online that Andy Weatherall and Nina Walsh, I don't know if you knew who Nina Walsh is. I think she's more of a, I'm trying to think. I think she used to run Sabres of Paradise label with Andy Weatherall in the 90s and did all these club nights and all this. She's more of a DJ. I think she does plenty of, what's it called? Soundtrack work. I think Killing Zoe or something like that, which is a TV program. I think she did the music on that and stuff.
Killing Eve.
Killing Eve, that's Killing the one, sorry.
Yeah. Killing Zoe's a film, I want to say, Quentin.
Oh, okay, no, Killing Eve. Yeah, no, she did work on that one. And then they kind of split up, and then they basically, in about 2013, once he stopped doing Two Lines of Swordsman, he got together with Nina, and they basically started their club nights, a label. And their first collaborative thing together was the Woodley Research Facility. And this album is called The Phoenix Suburb and Other Stories, which, to be honest, I bought it, and I think I got a digital version as well, and I haven't played it that much, to be honest. I remember listening to it once and kind of going, oh, it's all right, and I don't think I really played it much, so I thought I'd dig it out. It's a weird one, because I think it is the last release that I know of, I think, on the Rotters Golf Club record label, which was his one with Tennyson. But it's not in a normal packaging, so it's not gatefold. It's literally like a bit of plastic sleeve with a paper cover and the vinyl in it. So
okay. Bit DIY.
A little bit. It's just annoying to get out because it's just got that sticky lip you have to undo and then pull it out, and it always gets stuck to the vinyl, and it just annoys me. So it's probably another reason why I haven't played it much. But I stuck it on because I thought, all right, I'll read this. Because they did do a second album, which was the last thing he ever recorded before he died. Which got put out a couple of years ago, which is a lot better than this one. But this one's good. It's a bit more spacey, a bit more dubby. Not really. It's very sparse. It's not. It's one which is sort of, you kind of get more hypnotic, get into the groove, and sort of simplistic, I think is the word.
Is it instrumental?
Yeah. There's no vocals at all on it. So it's a bit more. Reminds me a little bit of the really early sort of a little bit Sabres, a little bit early Two Lines Swordsman. It is very repetitive. I think it's one which you just sort of put on. I'm guessing they used to. They were more just getting stoned and doing it and going, "Oh, this is absolutely banging." But when you've had a cup of tea, it's not really doing the same.
I'm missing something here. What's missing?
But I put it on today, and I put it on yesterday as well, and I do really enjoy it. I think I've given it a little bit more time, and there's some really great tracks on it. A couple of them, they are just literally repetitive groove and a little bit of a twinkling over the top of it, and it does get a little bit long in the tooth, but it's a good. I like it. I think because I'm too much of a fanboy of Andy Weatherall, so I think I do probably give it more respect than I probably need to, but I still enjoy it, so it was nice to dig that one out. I think the second album she did is a lot more formed and a bit more tunes to it, a little bit more going on, so I do play that one a bit more. The second album by them got a bit of controversy because I think they released it, and then because he died, it was like a final release. Her as well, they both owned the rights to it, but the family got involved, and I think the vinyl pretty much after 2 weeks got pulled, and it's almost impossible to get hold of, because I think I bought my copy for like 20 quid, and I looked on Discogs the other day and it's like 200 already. So
shit, awesome. I know what I'll be doing.
Yeah, so. But it's a shame, because I think it's his last release. I think it was on streaming, it's been taken off streaming. You just can't get hold of it now, which is a shame.
This is what happens when people die and then the families get stuck in, and it just becomes a bit of a free-for-all, doesn't it?
A little bit. I remember her putting something up going, this is ridiculous. These are the songs that I wrote with him. I've got much of a right as him. It's not trying to cash in. Like, all his rights and royalties will be going to the family.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, I'm part of it. I deserve my cut as well. Kind of thing.
Yeah, I felt really sorry for her, because I think they got quite nasty with her, and I don't like, it kind of pissed on his legacy. I thought it was a bit of a shame.
Well, it's a shame because it's not like he's Michael Jackson and they've got to protect an image and all that sort of stuff. It's Andy Weatherall. He threw loads of things out over the years, so it's just another one at the end of the day. But whatever.
Yeah, all right. Well,
grab your hands.
it was a little bit. It's a bit silly. But anyway, what have you got, my friend?
I went for the wedding present. Right, now, I've got a few wedding present albums. I've not listened to them for a long time, for a few years. I picked out Sea Monsters. This is from 91. What I will say about this, because their earlier albums they're from Leeds, and David Gedge, the singer's got a very sort of English voice. He's one of these people that speaks in his English accent, doesn't put an faux American thing on, and it's a Leeds kind of accent, sort of Great Manchester Leeds accent, and it's very, very British. And they were sort of jangly indie stuff. I don't know if you've heard them before, but they put a couple of 3 albums out before this, I think, and a compilation and stuff. They're a really great band. This album is produced by Steve Albini.
Okay.
And I didn't realise till the other day, I just assumed the whole grunge thing had swept over and Wedding Present went, oh, we'll have a bit of that. This actually predates it. So they wrote and recorded this in sort of late 1990, and it came out, I think they recorded it in 91, sort of spring 91, it came out summer 91. So it predates Your Neverminds and all that sort of stuff, but it's a superb album. I tell you what, the first side is it's pretty much faultless. I absolutely adore the first side of this. It kind of loses its way a bit on the second side. There's a single on there which is great, but it's not as good as the other stuff on the first side. And it ends well, but the second side's a little bit of a mixed bag for me. I've never kind of fully got on board with it. But side A, the first song, Dalliance, is just one of my songs of the 90s. It's awesome. It just builds and builds and builds, and then that grunge thing I talk about, that distortion and just overdrive, is just, it's amazing. And you got the opening thing, Dalliance, Dare and Suck. That opening trio of songs are just unbelievably great. They match anything put out by an alternative band in the 90s. Just awesome. So I'm really chuffed to pull this out, and it still hits, And I've not just played it once, I've played it sort of like half a dozen times, or on my headphones, or out walking, or on the turntable, or whatever. It's really, really great stuff. But yeah, they've been going, post this, they did post this, they did a thing called the Hit Parade, where they did a single every month for 12 months. Mm. And then they compiled it all into compilations with the B-sides. The B-sides are always covers. And then after that, they did one more album. Then they broke up for a while, and then they've been back together about 20 years. And it's pretty much just Gedge and a revolving cast. But I've not heard anything, to be honest. Yeah, I should, because they were a great band. Everything leading up to this album is superb. Hit Parade's a little bit hit and miss, but there's some great stuff there. And the next album, Watusi, I've still not heard, so I might get around to that one day. But as it stands, this is awesome.
I know I shouldn't have. I think when you first texted and said that's what you were doing, I got confused, and I thought you were talking about the birthday party, which have got absolutely nothing to do with the wedding present.
No, but they named themselves the wedding present because of the birthday party, if that helps. So there is a tenuous link saving you there.
Okay, I don't know why you said it, and I was just like, I don't really like those. And then I think you said something, and you sent me a song, thinking, this isn't Nick Cave. What's this?
He sounds like he's from Leeds.
I know. So yeah, I realised that I just got confused, which isn't hard, let's be honest.
But I'll tell you what, one other thing I love about this album is all their other singles prior to this are called Your Favourite Dress and Everyone Thinks He Looks Daft, and they're just like long song titles. So because people taking the piss, this album, every song's one word: Dalliance, Dare, Suck, Blonde, Rotterdam, Love Nest, Corduroy, Caroline, Heather, Octopussy, all one word. So it's like, take the piss out of that, them motherfuckers. But no, superb album. And I'm going to dig back to the previous album, Bizarro, I think, and give that a spin this week.
It was good digging back. I said there's some ones I just haven't bothered listening to for a while.
Sometimes it's you pull one, you think, I'll pull that because I bought it, I don't think I've ever heard it, and it might be a one and done. And sometimes it's a band that you really love, but you think, I can't even remember the last time I listened to these. It's been a good while. So it's always cool when you do that. Like I did with Velvet Underground the other week, one of my favourite bands, and I couldn't tell you last time we listened to them. It's been a couple of years. So, yeah, great. Loved it.
Wonderful. Well, there you go. That's what we've been listening to these last 2 weeks. And time for the feature. We got a feature, musical feature. Here comes our feature coming up now. Hello and welcome back. And this week's feature, as we've said before, we're going to be looking at Megadeth by Megadeth, their supposedly final album. How have you found it so far? Have you been enjoying it?
Honestly, I think it's great. I'd listened to a couple of the singles. I thought the first single was great. I didn't think a lot of Let There Be Shred. I can't remember what the other ones were. There's Puppet Parade, which only released last week. And I Don't Care, which was okay. But put them all in the context of the album, it works great. It's just a blast, isn't it? It's like an old school, snotty, sort of 80s Metallica album. Metallica, oh my god, he'll kill me for that. Megadeth album.
Wow. But yes. No, it's one of those ones. I think when I first heard it, I was like, it's a safe album. Mm. It is a very safe album, to be honest. I don't think they've done anything that's going to disappoint people. I don't think it's this grand sign-off.
No.
But for a last album, you'd take it. Do you know what I mean? But, all right, well, let's get into it. So basically, it came out last week. I think it's on their own label now, aren't they? Was it Black to Black? I think that's his own. It's his own little label. Yeah, Megadeth Incorporated. So the packaging.
I'm surprised he didn't call it Damage Incorporated.
Oh yeah,
I wrote that one.
Okay, you send it to him. Why didn't you do this? But as far as their album artworks, I think it is definitely the best front cover they've probably. I don't even know since the last one they've done, which is actually this good. They're not the best with them. The last one was a bit hit and miss and other ones, but this one's great. I love it. I think it's really, really stark, simple, to the point. I love the artwork.
I think Vic on that one is very, very. It's pretty much Vic from Peace Sells, isn't it? It's that. It's the same. It's great.
No, it's good. I think it's just simple. I really, really like it. All in white. Even the logo's kind of just a slightly greyed white to go on top. And then obviously setting fire to him, so he's done and out of there. If you get the vinyl, it comes with a big booklet, which it's a little bit pointless, but then I get finally what it is. It's basically each page is a different drawing to symbolise the song that it is to do with. So you've got ones here, which is like Tipping Point is basically what they called the Scales of Justice, and you got another one which is Let Us Be Shred with a guitar on it, and I think there's a couple of little drawings of the band members. They don't really, to be honest, there's not really much. They haven't got photos of the band on this one. They've kind of stuck with just the theme of Vic, as you said.
I like that because it's like what Iron Maiden do, you know, with all the different variations of Eddie, because it's part and parcel of the package. You're getting a really nice package.
I think the inside cover kind of shows the world getting destroyed and Vic just walking off. So they're trying to make it very much say this is the end. Do you know what I mean? Which is cool. If that's what their plan is. And then there's many, many different variations if you want to go out and buy. Every time I go online, I can see there's a new one getting released. There's Xenotrope ones. They've got all the picture disc ones. There's so many different coloured variants. My one is a sort of blood red with colour.
Have you seen the liquid filled one?
Yeah, they've got one of those. I've seen those.
They're getting more regular now, aren't they? I can't imagine it sounds good, but people are buying them.
And then I've heard some people where they've had them where they start leaking.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't really like.
Weird.
But, it's cool. Ideal. I think the Hard-Ons did it recently for their new film. They went and got blood removed. Went and had blood taken out, and there's like 50 copies with their own blood in it.
Okay, that's lovely.
Just got to make sure it's properly sealed, otherwise it'll just congeal, won't it?
Or give people diseases. I can't imagine it's healthy.
But anyway, but as we were saying, so this one's produced by Dave Mustaine, and I think it's one of his regular producers he works with. He's called Chris Rakeshaw. So basically most of the songs in the album are about 3 to 4 minutes long. I think only the last song, not including the bonus track, which is called The Last Note, is over 5 minutes. So they've kept it to the point and it's quite concise, really, haven't they?
Yeah, because it's about 40 minutes, which is, for a band like this, that it's perfect, because they've still got their punky roots, Megadeth. That's what I love about them. They've still got that sort of edge about them. Never really lost that.
No.
So 3-4 minute songs. That's what it's all about. That's why I said with a couple of the singles I was a bit like about. when you put them in context and you just have 5, 6, 7 of them in a row just a blast, it really works.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing I said. Like, I think my first playthrough, I just kind of went, okay, like it's decent and stuff. As you said, the more you play it, they're all really catchy songs. They make sure that they tick all the little boxes on each one what you want out of one of their tracks, isn't it? So as you said, it's almost like a best of as far as what everybody wants to hear from them. There's songs which sound a little bit like Sweating Bullets with the sort of talking verses and then the bigger choruses. Yeah. You've got the ones which are just a guitar solo from the first second that it starts, and then any gap that there is, there's a guitar solo. And you've got the other ones which are a bit political. You've got ones which are a bit religious. You've got, as I said, he's trying to tick off everything, and he does it well.
Oh, absolutely. And I think with a band like Megadeth, you haven't got the pressure that like a band like Metallica have really got. Every time they do an album, it takes so long. They've got the pressure on them to really deliver the goods and really make something perfect that that can't be criticised. Whereas Megadeth can just pop up when they want, just with 10 tracks. There's 10 tracks, 40 minutes, and there's no overriding theme or arch of the album. There's nothing controversial there beyond maybe a subject here and there or a cover, which we'll come to in a minute. But they can get away with just. There's no real pressure on Megadeth. They've got their fans. They've earned I say Megadeth, I mean Dave. He's earned every bit of respect he's had over the years, and he just delivers. He's never going to do an album. Well, he won't now because this is the last one, allegedly. But he was never going to have an album that was going to be their 20 million, 30 million seller, because he's just too consistent. There's nothing really. They're great songs, but there's nothing that really jumps out and screams mega hit or that will transfer across to a wider audience. They're just Megadeth songs, and when Megadeth write great songs, you're going to get a great album. When they're kind of patchy, it's give it a couple of 3 years, you'll get another album. It's fine. You can forgive them more than say a band like, again, Metallica. I'll say, because when they turn up every 5, 6, 7 years, and if the album's poor, you've got to go and wait now until for another see what the next one's like. But you can always look forward to a Megadeth album in a way that you can't look forward or you worry about the next album from like Metallica or somebody. Because there's nothing very different about this compared to their last album and the album they did 20 years ago or an album they did 25, 30 years ago. It's still Dave, still writing great songs. There's not massive elements. There's nothing clever or tricky. They're just 3-4 minute blasts of just metal, loads of solos, and that's it. That's what he does, and he doesn't sort of veer away from that. So you either get good songs, great songs, or kind of okay-ish songs. And these are mostly really good songs.
I think the problem he finds is when he does try to chase the commerciality is when he lets himself down.
Yeah, because he doesn't need to.
No, Euthanasia, I think, was probably his most, in my mind, his most workable commercial album, because it wasn't too bad. He still kept a little bit in this bit, a little bit here, and didn't go too far. Risk, I think everyone panned it went a bit too far and it just didn't have the songs. And then he did his comeback back in like the late 2000s when he did Endgame and can't remember the one before that was. He was on a good run, and then he did that Super Collider where he tried to make more poppy songs. Didn't work. And then he had to do the Dystopia in the last one to try and get back to where he is now. And I think he's just gone, right, as you said, I'm just going to do what we do, not try and make a big hit, not try and do whatever, just do solid songs. And that's it, really, and that's what he's done.
He's his own worst enemy. That's the problem. He doesn't think, because he wants the respect and he wants to be top tier like Metallica, but he was never going to get there. There's a very brief period in the very early 90s where he might have crossed over and got bigger, but it wasn't quite. And he's just never accepted himself for what he is, which is a really great. I mean, I've always really liked his voice. I think he's got a great voice. That's sneer, and it's never changed. It's just kind of voice you can carry on because there's no real depth and strength in the lungs to it. It's like a creepy sort. It's like the Marquis Smith thing, and he just carried on being Marquis Smith forever. It just gets a bit more gravelly in time, but you're not going to lose it like an Axl or somebody like that would. So
I don't know why he always seemed to be looking at other people and seemed to be bitter when he had no reason to be.
yes, that was it. Exactly that. When he, rather than going, I'm good, we're doing some good shit here, yeah, he was always kind of, look, you know, grass is always greener somewhere else, and I hope he looks back and thinks, do you know what, I've had a fucking good career, we did some good stuff, we didn't do a lot of good stuff, but we did some really great stuff, and I should be proud, and he should be.
Yeah, and the last few years, like, he's done very well, pretty much most of his career, of surrounding himself with best musicians around. He started off with Marty Freeman and that sort of side of things. Later on, I can't name most of the guitarists he's had, but all of them seem to be virtuosos.
He's had a few. How long's he had this one? How long's he had Timo?
He's new for this album. The last album
really?
was recorded by some Brazilian fella who then decided after the tour or partway through the tour that he needed to stop for family reasons. So he's come on for this album and the end of the last tour. But you got him. You got is it Dirk, the drummer? He was amazing. He used to be part of Soilworks and other things. And Devin Townsend, he did stuff with him. So he's got an amazing drummer who's probably too good for Megadeth, but does it incredibly well.
I mean, to Dave's credit, he could always be, even though he is Megadeth, let's be honest, to his credit, he always writes with other people. He always gives them the credit they deserve on the songs. And and gives them the space to play the solos or whatever they need to do. And in photos, it's always band photos. It's never like him front and centre and them sort of behind or whatever. It's always a band. Because I think he likes the idea of Megadeth being a unit, regardless of whoever's in it at any point.
But this one's good. He said it's quite collaborative. I think most of the songs are written by himself and the new guitarist. A couple of them, I think, have got the drummer and James Lamonzo on bass. He's an amazing bassist. I know him from Pride and Glory, but I never would have seen him as a thrash bloke. But he's a bit like Burton or Fingers. Does a fantastic job. But all right, cool. Well, let's just get into the album, shall we? So from the off, where the first song on the album is the first song they released as a single called Tipping Point, which pretty much is a Megadeth by numbers, really. Starting song. It just hammers out of the gates from the go. I think between
if you're a metal fan, you can't be disappointed with that as an opening song.
No, exactly. And he credits the guitar solos, and it's the usual one. They just keep swapping between each other all the way through the album, all the way through the song. Sorry. So that one, I think it's great. And then it's one of those ones that slows down in some of the choruses a little bit, and then it's just got that little burst right at the end. You just sort of think that they're over, and then it just hammers in to finish. And I think it's a great song. I think it pretty much says what you expect from the album. I know you've said before about the modern metal production. I was listening to the other day in the car, and I don't find it as harsh as some of the other ones. Like it's got quite a warm sound, even though it's obviously very produced sort of stuff. The drums, you can hear a bit of the room in it. The bass seems to be, I think it's
a bit more character.
It's a little bit. I don't think it's quite as, it's not like your Exoduses and some of your other ones, which all sound, and like Triviums and stuff, where they all sound the same. I think it's quite a smooth sounding metal one, if you want to call it that. So I don't mind it. It works. Do you know what I mean? It's not St. Anger or anything like that, which is a bit harsh. It seems to be good. And then basically that goes straight into talking about their punk roots. I think I Don't Care is his version of a punk song, really. Just short. And
again, as a single, I was like, it's okay. This is not diminishing returns, but in the context of this, it's just a brilliant 1-2. Opening tracks 1-2, superb. Really, really works well.
Yeah, as I said, it doesn't really say too much. Well, I will say throughout the whole album, Dave's lyrics, he's never been the greatest lyricist. Quite a lot of the cringy moments on the whole thing have nothing to do with the music. The music from start to finish, you can't really complain about. It's more his lyrics. They're never the best.
He's had his moments. He has had some great... when he wants to, he's got a great turn of phrase. And some of the politics he's picked on in the past, he writes great words. But generally...
if there's anything that's going to let it down, it's generally that side of things, which I can forgive, do you know what I mean? So I Don't Care, and then basically, because it's a double vinyl, the end of the first side A, Hey God, which actually is one of my favourite ones on the album. I really like that song.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's a chugger, a bit more of a chugger, slows down a little bit, and I think it's cool. I like the sentiment. The lyrics in that one's not too bad. So yeah, so far 3 songs in, and it actually, I've got nothing to complain about. Do you know what I mean? Side B starts off with "Let There Be Shred," which is the one which I think you cringed at to start with.
Yeah, again, as a single, it was like, because I think you're a tipping point then, I don't care. And then "Let There Be Shred," and I just thought, they're just getting worse. But, like I said, following Hey God is placed really well after the opening blast.
Yeah.
And then "Let There Be Shred," it's just light-hearted, it's a bit of fun, he's kind of a little bit of not mockery, but he's a little bit of, he's like a wry smile. He's like, come on, having a bit of a laugh at himself sort of thing, but it's okay.
It's the best you can do is humour.
Yeah, really, yeah. When somebody tells a joke and you're like, but like when the boss tells a joke and you're like, okay. Was that funny? No, God, no. But it's the boss. Just smile. It's a bit like that. But he's
no, I think he's thinks he's speaking to the kids. But yeah, no. The video's awful. But I'm not going to say it. Isn't it just him showing off that he can do karate? From what I remember, it's just lots of him. I think it's a takeoff of Street Fighter. Is it Street Fighter or something? I don't do games. Yeah, something like that. Like pick your player, and it's just like Dave with his guitar. Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, let's just leave that there. Yeah, but it's all right. It says if you like your guitar solos, that's the one for you from start to finish. It's just one after another. And to be honest, it shows. I think I underestimated how he's playing these days, because I kept on thinking when listening to it without knowing like the order of who does what. Some of the solos I thought was the new kid going a bit sort of nuts was actually Dave, so it shows that he's still got the chops.
I wouldn't. There's the odd one I might be able to pick out, but generally just lots of solos, which is not a bad thing. It's great. They're both great guitarists. The thing there is one of them's the master and started it, and the other one's a disciple.
And then on to Puppet Parade, which I don't mind the song. It's not my favourite one on the album, but it's not too bad.
I really like that album. That's one of the better songs on it, I think. I was glad they released that earlier, just before the album dropped. It's a really weird timing, because it came out about 4 days before the album dropped. I thought, what's the point in doing another one there when the album's coming Friday? But it's good, because it geared me up a bit for the album.
Yeah, because Biffy, when they did theirs, they actually released a single on the day of the album release, and I'm thinking, well, what's the point?
Was it on the album?
Yeah, it was. But it was weird. Yeah.
Well, that's
I don't know. But yeah, no, it's not too bad. Isn't that I think Puppet Parade's the one which they've got that sort of talky verse, isn't it? And then more of a sung chorus. Is that the one?
Yeah.
The one which reminded me a little bit more of Sweating Bullets. A little bit. Not much. But to be honest, the song comes after this one, which finishes off side B. Another Bad Day is probably my least favourite one on the album. I don't know what it is about it.
I can say there's a couple of songs, and it's this and it's the next one, Made to Kill, which I wouldn't say the bad songs, but it's definitely a little bit of a lull. You've just been blasted for like 15 minutes, and then it's just kind of like, okay, just calm yourself down, just steady before the ante goes back up again.
I wouldn't call them filler. I just don't think they're quite as good as the other ones, but still solid riffs, solid like playing and like your solos and stuff. It's just something about them. They just haven't really done it for me, I think, but they're not too bad. As I said, like, so far 6 or 7 songs in, like, I can't really complain. Obey the Core, quite enjoyed that one. Didn't mind that one. Thought that was quite a good song.
Yeah, that's a good. I like that. That's a strong one again, I think. And then the last two, just super.
Yeah, I Am War is really good. So it just shows. I just find it funny that they're all kind of like 3 or 4 minutes. He's not putting any chaff in. He's sort of cutting out. There's not really any elongated like middle eights or long instrumental parts, apart from when there's solos in. I'm trying to think. They're not doing big breakdowns. It is sort of a punishing song after song, if you know what I mean.
It's very, very punk attitude. No. Just in and out, no fat.
Yeah, and then the last note, I find the lyrics a little bit half and half in this one, but I can see where his statement is, because basically he finishes off without going into the bonus track. They do something called The Last Note, which is his send-off, this is the end of my career. Do you know what I mean? I can see where he's coming from with it. It starts off with a spoken word bit, a bit of acoustic guitar, but then it builds. It's a really good song for building up, like, because then it kicks into like a heavier riff, goes all through. Like, the lyrics are kind of, it's curtain call, isn't it, really? Yeah,
I think it works really well. It needed a song like that rather than just another blast of a song. It needed a sort of final, well, the last note, exactly as it is. It really ends well, except for
yeah. Well, he's obviously thought about it with the last note. I think he's obviously been considering this song for a while, and as I said, I think because you know it's the last album, you kind of go, oh, is it a little bit forced? Is it a little bit weird? But then I think you have to just sort of let go of that and go, all right, fair enough. This is where you've decided to sign off. Because
you've just had a great Megadeth album for 40 minutes. Again, just 40 minutes. There's no sort of, oh, God, how many songs left on this? No. It's just, oh, well, guys, nearly a fucking end. And then, what I will say, this bonus track.
Yes.
Before we rate it, how do you think it fits? Because I kind of thought, oh, I just pegged it on the end. It's one of them. It's just a novelty. I actually think it works really, really well. Even though you got the last note, which is the final say on Megadeth done, it's like you got your last note, and then this is kind of like
going back to the start,
an encore, take you back to the start. And I think it worked because it's all the same production, same sessions, and whatever.
Yeah.
I think it works really, really well. To me, it's part of the album.
Yeah,
I don't consider it a bonus track. It's part of the album. Is it on the vinyl?
Yeah. I've got it on the vinyl.
So you got the 11 songs on the vinyl. So it's not a bonus track, is it?
No,
it's just,
I think if you get Walmart version, you get another one which is called, I want to say Blood Fight or Bloodlust or Blood something. I can't remember what it's called, but
Bloodlust, I think. Yeah. I've not heard that.
No, I haven't yet. But then that one is tacked on the end of the Best Buy or wherever it is version. So I don't know if that would ruin it for me.
So what do you think of Ride the Lightning?
Right, well, it's an interesting choice considering I think like if he picked something off Kill 'Em All, he was very much fully involved in the writing of those songs because he had played them live. Ride the Lightning, from what I know, he hadn't actually written the song. I don't think they used riffs of his to make the song. Could be wrong. So it's interesting that he's decided to choose that one out of all the ones. Like, I'm surprised I guess he's already done Mechanics. I guess he just didn't want to do Jump in the Fire or Metal Militia or anything like that. So it's interesting that he's gone for a song that he had a hand in writing, but not as much as he had other ones. But
yeah, I get that.
It is a very honest cover. It's straight. He's done.
It's a very faithful cover.
It is, and considering that he never wrote the solos, he has basically taken Kirk's ones and pretty much done them note for note. Yeah. I don't think there's any real variation. It's incredibly tight. It's a very tight version of it, which you would expect. I do like it. I think it works very well. It's a good little finish off. I have quite enjoyed listening to it. I don't think, for me, it's only a patch on the original, but it's close because...
Well, it's like I said to you, we've had 40 odd years of listening to the original, so it's just a new variation that we've had for 5 minutes.
But no, it's very good.
But I don't think it sticks out like a sore thumb.
No, it works very, very well, the album. I think I like it. You could have Last Note and you have a little bit of a gap and then it kicks in. I think it's great. I've really enjoyed it. Like, I was a bit dubious about it to start with, but it works well. Like, as you said, his vocals work very well on it. I guess if you listen to that and listen to the early version with James on it, at that point his voice wasn't the voice he's got now. So they're probably not too dissimilar in some ways.
True.
Because James was quite whiny in those days because he didn't have the strength in his voice that he did by the time he got to Justice for All and Metallica.
I think it's a good choice. Like you say, it's a good choice. I think if he'd have picked one of the Kill 'Em All songs, which he has got more of a hand in saying, yes, I wrote that. I think they are kind of lesser songs.
Yeah.
No, Kill 'Em All's a great album, but it's very much his debut, Finding Your Feet album. And this is one of the first great... Ride the Lightning is one of the first great songs Metallica wrote. So to pick that and to have it fit in within the context of your own current album is really, really clever, to be fair. You could almost argue that he's wrote the album around it, but I can't imagine that's the case.
No.
But it just fits for me. I like it. I'd be interested to see if he plays it live.
Yeah, no, it's true. Well, fingers crossed. I don't know when they're starting their tour, but...
And ladies and gentlemen, joining me tonight, Mr. James Hetfield.
I know, he started...
Can you imagine?
He started something again with him, hasn't he? He's asked them to go and tour with him, but then at the same time he's still going on about the fact that he hasn't been given writing credits on stuff, isn't it? Well, no, I think his problem is that Lars got writing credits on songs that he says he had nothing to do with.
Oh, it was on the original demo tape, wasn't it? They were going to re-release it as an expanded thing, but him and James wrote, he says.
Which I don't doubt it.
Yeah, Lars wants some credit on it, but it's Metallica. They're a juggernaut.
As I said, I do like the version. I think sadly the charm of the original version is the fact that Lars isn't the best drummer, so it's got a lot more groove and feel to it. Well, this one is just it's a tight version. You can't really complain with it. So no, I think it's a perfect way to end it. So I was really happy with it. Like I said, consider I was a bit unsure to start with. I keep playing the album, so that tells to me that they've done a good job.
Yeah, and it was a very clever thing to do to get a bit of. I mean, you got a bit of headlines anyway by saying this is my last album, but then to throw that in as well, it's like, the whole metal world's going, oh my god. So it was a very clever idea.
Yeah. No, marketing wise, they did a good job. I think people suddenly went, oh, really? Oh, okay. Where's this coming from? So there you go. I think as within the realms of all their back catalogue, I think it sits quite nicely, sort of middle to high.
I think so. I think that they've done a lot of great things in the last sort of 25 years. There's been a couple of okay-ish albums. They've not done an absolutely amazing album in the last 25 years, but they've just done what I was saying earlier. You can still make a great, enjoyable Megadeth album without it being incredible, and it's kind of at the peak of that. I think it's the best thing they've done for a good long while.
I did enjoy the last album.
I would go as far. I did enjoy the last album and Dystopia, actually. In fact, I think I preferred Dystopia. But I think this is quite possibly the best album they've done since Euthanasia for me.
I think it's very solid. I like it. Yeah, he's been pretty consistent since he came back. I think he was struggling at the end of the 90s and beginning of the 2000s, and then he probably just needed a bit of a reset. So, no, I'm really happy.
This album, what I will say about this album, and I don't know whether it was intentional, but it's very much of a kin with So Far So Good, So What. I think it's very much a twin of that. It's got that sort of punky attitude to it, and because that's a fairly short album as well. I think of all their albums, it's closer to that, where he spent a long time, year after year, trying to get closer to the Countdown to Extinction, Euthanasia era. This one is going a bit further back.
Okay. Yeah, no, I get you.
But yeah, I did enjoy it. I was quietly surprised, to be honest. I thought it was going to be sort of like, yeah, it's all right, fair enough, but it is actually a good album, and I've had it on multiple times, which is always a good sign, obviously. It's never felt like a drag, it's just a blast. And the songs are memorable, which really helps. If you ask me to remember songs from, I don't know, 13 or World Needs a Hero and stuff like that, I can't really remember. I could maybe pick one or two. And okay, it's fresh in the mind, but they're just 10 blasts. They've got strong choruses, strong riffs, so you remember the riffs. I think it'll live in the memory for a while until I get older and grey and I can't remember anything.
Nah, I think he's done a good job. I think for bowing out, I think he's bowed out in the right way. I think it'd be worse if he tried to do something out of his comfort zone. Like, I know it's like we kind of go, Motorhead albums were always Motorhead ones. Like, there was good ones and bad ones. I think he needed to at least go out being just him, but he's just done a very solid version of it. So I know I'm happy. So there you go.
I'm pretty confident that it genuinely is going to be his last song, because he's so vocal about bands dragging out their farewell tours. And did we say we were done? Well, we're not. Ta-da! He's anti that, completely anti that, and he's a miserable sod, so I can't imagine he's going to go back on his word. I can imagine the farewell tour's going to go on for a while.
Yeah.
And there might be a big bang where he does a great big show or something. I don't know. He deserves one, to be fair, if he can still keep playing. But if this is, I'm fairly confident it's going to be his last album, and it's a good strong one to go on.
No, he said he might be tempted to do a solo album. I think he said.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I saw some interview. He goes, but he doesn't know. He goes, he's struggling so much with his hand and his health. He goes, he could be tempted to do a solo album, and it might not sound anything like Megadeth at all. But he's pretty sure that he's just done.
And there's a lot to be said with being master of your own destiny and being able to. I'm done. Like David Coverdale the other week. Oh, that's it. That's it, darlings. I'm finished. Because when you are in a big band, can you imagine the pressure of stopping, or I've got to step out of this? It's a whole thing. You've got the weight of everything on your back, and he's very much just brushing it off, going, I'm in control of this, and do you know what? I'm done. So fair enough. Yeah, fair play to him.
No, it is good. I look at Sepultura, who have announced that they're doing their final tour and that's them done, and there's just part of my brain, I don't know what it is, that just goes, it's just the current lineup finally going right, and then they can settle all their business and break up, just so that Max and Igor can come back And then
yeah,
there's just part of my brain just going, I just don't believe it, and I don't know why.
Do you know what? As just a sidebar from Megadeth for a second, I don't know why. I went and listened to Sepultura's last album the other day, Quadra, Quadra, whatever it's called. It's superb. It's a superb album. I was like, I can't believe this. He's a brilliant singer. And I thought I maybe need to go and listen to some of it, because I've never listened to anything post sort of Roots, and I wasn't a big fan of Roots, to be fair.
First couple with Derek aren't the greatest, but then I think when Eagle leaves, that period onwards, I think they really pushed themselves, and the last three have been absolutely stunning.
Okay, well, I'll bear that in mind then. Yeah, I thought I'd mention that because I was really impressed.
All right, well there you go, Megadeth by Megadeth, 2026 final album. Well done.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you for the music.
You grumpy sod.
You might want to smile. You're going to smile now.
He doesn't look comfortable anymore. His face, he's frowned for too long. It's stuck. The wind has changed.
He looks like a grumpy teenager. What? Shut up. I hate you.
Is it Kevin from Kevin and Perry?
Kevin and Perry? What?
James Stormer's
Are you going to finish off your solos, Dave? In a minute. Do it when I want.
Lars is bullying me. Okay.
Lars is at the door for you, David. Tell him I'm not here. Then go away.
Okay. I think we should stop there. Go to the end bit. It's the last bit of the podcast. It's the last part of the show. It's the last bit of our podcast before we have to go.
And welcome back. And this is the end waffle where we talk about all sorts of bits and bobs as per usual. I will start because there's been a sad death, and it was the bassist from the Scorpions, Francis Buchholz, who was with them from a very early days till sort of like the mid-90s. And it's a sad one for me because, I've had the Scorpions all my life. Big fan. I've been in and out. Really picked back up over the last few years. But he was always there. And even as a little kid, in all the pictures, that's what I always remember about him, because in all the Scorpions pictures, they're all showing mad poses, like screaming poses, and he was always there, and he was always just... He's probably one of the first bassists I ever really paid attention to, because I was all guitars and singers, and drummers in the background. I didn't really understand and rhythm section and that. But Francis is a big dude, he's a tall dude, and he was always in all the pictures, and he was one of the first bassists, as I say, where I picked out the bass lines from the albums and things, and realised, that's not just guitar, that's just really fat bass underneath it. And although he was kind of a simplistic rock and roll bassist, he was consistent and he really served the song. So he left in the 90s. To be fair, he left at the best time, because they went bad for a while.
I think they've had their peak, didn't they?
They'd had their peak, and then he was like, I'm done, guys. So yeah, it is a bit sad, and it just shows, the pace of the the clock's ticking for all of us, and these people start falling, and it's not always the big stars and the heroes that go. It's the guys in the background sometimes as well. So yeah, Francis Buchholz, very sad. Rest in peace.
Funny enough, I think that this last week and a bit, I've been listening to quite a bit of Scorpions. Because he was on all the classics when he was on Love Drive,
absolutely,
and all those sort of ones.
And that's why it always rings a bell, because he was there from the very early. He wasn't there with the initial Michael Schenker, but he's there from, I'm sure it's him on Fly to the Rainbow, right through to, I think it was Crazy World, or Face the Heat. I think it was Crazy World, their big hit album. He was just always there.
Well, the bassists in those days, they were never meant to be like they were just always meant to be there just to get it solid and get the song from the beginning to the end, and make sure that everyone's basically sticking to what they got to do. They let the guitarists be the flamboyant ones, the singers, the ones out the front, sort of stuff. So
yeah, there was no flair. It was just a good, solid bassist. And I think a lot of people probably learned a lot from him. Probably quite unsung, to be honest, but. Yeah, real shame.
Oh, cool. Well, not cool, sorry.
Wow.
Maybe I'll just cut that.
Yeah, whatever.
No, it is a shame, so rest in peace.
So, on to new music. Shall we talk about the brand new Arctic Monkeys song?
Yeah, it's been an interesting one. It went very quick. It was like a little bit of a rumour one day, and then a couple of days later it was just out, wasn't it?
It was there, yeah. I was surprised because it's a charity album.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm not that I like the last couple of albums, I'm not that fussed to go buy a charity album with all this other shit on it just to hear an Arctic Monkeys song. But yeah, they released it. It's kind of, people would buy it for that. And if it's a charity album, you'd kind of want to keep it secret. You've got to buy it to hear it, sort of thing. But whatever. But yeah, no, and I was very, very pleasantly surprised. It got me from the opening, few notes, because I was kind of fearful that either A, it'd be throwaway. You can have that one. It's just cut off from, AM or something.
An outtake from a previous thing.
Or we've gone back to our roots and we're just doing thrashy, sort of gobby northern stuff again. But again, they've surprised me by progressing further. The last two albums have been a progression in this sort of darker, sort of noir, sort of jazzy sort of direction. And it's a progression from that, and it takes its time. I think it's a fantastic song. And I was immediately like, oh my God, I really hope they're working on another album, because that's really got me going.
It's definitely, it had a chorus for once, which they've kind of been trying to never really have the big chorus for ages. Like, you can see that he wants to do it and then just kind of goes, oh no, I'll do this just to throw everyone off. But it's a solid song. It's really, really enjoyable. It's got some new elements that they haven't done before. It's got little bits of old stuff. I think I saw a interview with Matt Howders the other day saying that that's the good thing about the band is the moment they get in a room, they have as much fun as they did from day one. They like being around each other, they like working together, and it's easy, and what comes out is just magical. So I think even he said that he can't see any reason why they won't do more music together. So hopefully this is just like the little catalyst they needed to get kickstart again. They found the new sound.
Yeah, I'm glad they're at that point where they're not chasing a particular sound or an era because the fans want it. They're literally just following their own muse and doing what they want. That's brilliant. Because for a big band like that, it's unheard of. It doesn't happen very often.
No, it's cool. I liked it. I like because they've got all like the studio footage and stuff of them doing it. So
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I think if you look on site, there's a little bit of showing them in the studio together, and a little bit. It's not a very long little clip, but it's good. No, it looks like, I think Alex has got his shorter hair a bit now, and a bit scruffy. Yeah, they said they all looked like they were having fun together, so it was good. So no, I'm looking forward to it. Like, I'll be honest, I think bar their first album, I haven't really not enjoyed any of their stuff, so I'll be interested to see how it goes. Hopefully. As I said, I think I said in the previous one, I wouldn't mind some songs with a little bit more catchiness to it. And this one, I think, had that right little balance of what I was looking for. So, no, it'd be interesting to see where they go with it now.
Sounds great as well. Really great production.
No, it's the same like James Ford. But I think he got them to do it because I think he's the one who is in charge of this compilation for War Child. So
okay.
He was the one who managed to coax them. I think he had something to do with the last one or something. I can't remember. But he's the one who's in charge of this one. He's overseeing it, so he got them to come back, which is wicked.
Yeah, no, really, really pleased with that. Worth a mention.
Yeah, and then aside from that, I saw No Means No. I think I've said before. Alternative Tentacles have announced that they're going to slowly do a reissue campaign. All their albums are now back on the streaming network, which they haven't been on for ages ago. They literally had Wrong and a best of compilation, and now their full back catalogue is back. And most of their albums have only ever really had the first couple of reissues back in whenever they came out, early 90s, late 80s and stuff. So they're finally going to get a full reissue campaign, starting with the first album on Alternative Tentacles, which was Sex Mad, which is coming out this month, 13th of February. There's a normal black and there's normal pink vinyl. So I think it's great that they're finally getting these stuff back out again, because their catalogue's been so hard to get hold of for so many years.
Do you think Wrong's a fair representation of them? Because that's the only one I've heard.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
They're a punk band, but then they're not a punk band. They do kind of weird spoken word stuff, and then they do jazzy things, and they're just their own little beast. I think they got lumped in with punk just because they were on a punk label, and they can do really fast, thrashy, punky stuff, but they were kind of more art rock mixed with punk, mixed with other stuff. Do you know what I mean? So if you like Wrong, most of their other albums aren't going to disappoint you. I think the album called One, is the one which is hard work, I find. It's a bit too much spoken word. I think the bassist is also the singer, had nodules and stuff on his throat, so he wasn't singing as much, and the original guitarist who did joint vocals had left, so that one became a little bit, it was a very experimental one. All the other ones I think are great. So I think at one point they had 2 drummers as well. So yeah, if you like Wrong, I'd check them out.
Are you going to buy these?
Yes, I will. Yeah, it'd be nice to finally sort of complete that side of the collection, really. And they're not unreasonable prices. I think they're all about 20 odd quid.
That's all right.
Yeah, so not too bad from what I've seen. I think there's obviously different places, but no, it's all right. I think you can. They're more freely available. I think my local store said they can get it easy enough, and they're on Amazon and whatever, so no problem getting them. The only other thing that I've seen, it came out before Christmas, and I think the vinyl's not out until March, was Guns N' Roses did 2 new songs. Did you hear them?
Yes, I did.
I didn't think they were the worst ones. Out of all the ones they have released, these 2 annoyed me the least.
That is a perfect way to put it. That's an awesome backhanded compliment. Yeah, no, I'm absolutely in agreement with that.
Yeah, they were like, okay, they're not too bad.
I wish they'd make a bit more effort with the titles. It's like Atlas was originally called Atlas Shrugged, which is a great title.
Yeah.
Why didn't you keep that? Absurd is a shit song title. The General, I mean, a bit more effort. You used to.
Yeah, I know what you mean. They're
it's weird.
Bit throwaway. But yeah, they're doing a limited 7-inch out in March on black and on yellow vinyl. So that one, if people want to buy it, I don't think I'm too worried. But no, that one's quite good. And I think we saw a interview, didn't we, recently with Slash, who says that I think their one plan is to go and get I think it's 6 tracks they've done, and put them on a limited EP. But according to him, this is their little end cap on all those new or old tracks that they've redone. There will be no more rehashes of Chinese democracy stuff, and according to him, they have a lot of stuff recorded, and the next album will be fully brand new.
Less said about that, the better.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see. Like I said, the rest of the band, it's a bit like the Megadeth side of things. Like the band can all play. Like I don't see the musically it being terrible. Like I really enjoy Slash's solo stuff. All the drummer can play. The stuff is great. Slash is amazing. The musician side of things, like they're never going to be terribly played. I think it is the squeaky elephant in the room that's gonna cause the issues, I think.
Yeah,
because of all this Schenker talk, I went and checked out. He did that re-recordings of UFO songs, didn't he?
Yeah.
There's
Oh, you didn't.
I did. I listened.
You didn't.
I did. I listened to. Is it what's the one that he does? Love to Love You or something.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. It's awful.
It's bad.
It is, because that must be one of the new.
There's a reason I haven't mentioned this album, Simon. I'm looking out for you, kid.
Oh, I haven't checked it out, but Axl, it doesn't sound good, because I was like, I'm guessing they've in the studio he might have a chance of still being able to sing, because they can take their time and rest his voice, and a little bit of studio trickery might help him, but it really doesn't.
No, it really doesn't.
He really struggled on it. To be honest, no offense to that whole album, I found quite a lot of the versions really bad. Some of the choices of singers are terrible.
Yeah, they're just the best people. I'm absolutely amazed Axl did it.
Well, Slash is on it as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
He does Mother Mary with the old singer from Skid Row, Eric Bloke. That one's actually decent enough, because he can sing. They did I want to say they do Shoot with Stephen Percy or something. Is he from Rat or some band?
From Rat, yeah.
Oh my god, that he makes Axl sound good.
It's a bizarre. I mean, it's literally just it's an exercise in publishing, isn't it? It's an easy win. It doesn't cost anything to record, and you reap the benefits.
Yeah. So Well, it'd be one to wait and see. He keeps saying it's going to be out sooner than later, and I wonder if that's just because they've now pushed back his solo album to 2027. Are we going to get an announcement this year? Because he's been quite tight-lipped about the new Guns N' Roses one. The fact that he's now talking about it makes me wonder if it's imminent. Yeah,
because they would never say anything about anything before. You know, when they did the reunion, sort of 2014, that was on everybody's lips for a good 5 fucking years. And no, it's not going to happen. It's not going to. Oh yeah, it's happening. Oh, seriously.
Yeah.
But again, and we've said it time and time again. If Axl's voice was any good these days, this would be great news.
Yeah.
And they would have done it years ago. They'd have done it with the Reformation. They'd have had more albums, but his voice is just so bad. And we've said live, you know, that live they've got all the chops. You've got all the guys there, Duff, Slash, and whoever's with them now. They're all on fire, you know. They're all sober, clean, and healthy. Years of experience underneath them. And then you got Mr. Squeaky over the top, which you're just like, oh, dude. I just wish, you know, some vocalists are allowed over time to just get to drop an octave, or write material that suits them, like darker, more gothy sort of stuff. Guns N' Roses can't do that. They're a rock and roll band, so it really is the elephant in the room, and it's just a shout. I don't think there's anybody desperate, and there might be, for a Guns N' Roses album, but I'm almost like cringing. As soon as I announce it, I'll be like, oh god.
I'm terrible that the child in me who from the 80s who thought they were the pinnacle and the greatest thing in the world wants them to come back with something that makes me so happy, and like when the Carcass did their one, and just go, this is brilliant. They've reaffirmed everything I ever thought. But at the same time, I kind of, in a friendly way, just want to put them down. But I don't mean like in a nasty way. I mean like literally a sad puppy with a broken leg.
Yeah. You've suffered enough. Come here, son.
But yeah. All right, well, we'll wait and see. And then lastly, I think you want to go and do a little bit of chitter about our new venture, which is going to make us world famous, YouTube.
The YouTube.
Which you've spent ages pissing around with.
Yeah, long story short, the show is now on YouTube. It's audio only. We're frankly haven't got the time to sit and fiddle about with cameras and make ourselves look beautiful, and
you don't want to see it.
Record it every week. You don't want to see it, but it's just another avenue for you lovely people to sit at home, and if you don't want to piss about finding streaming services, it's on your telly. So you just press a button and there we are, and you can listen to us to your heart's content. There's a few episodes up now, and
it'll be a regular
knock
thing.
yourselves out. But yeah, it was a pain in the arse getting the pictures and everything, and I won't go on, but Jesus Christ. It took a day when I felt like it should have been a 5-minute job.
No, it's cool. No, I think that by the looks of it, people are streaming it, so it's doing all right.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make more of an effort. I think you look after the Instagram side of things, and I try and use Facebook. So I'm trying my best to post more and put more pictures up of the actual records and the vinyl and stuff for people to look at, because we're terrible at it. We talk about the records and then we barely get shown, so we're trying to do our best. I think you're the same, and we've been doing more pictures of the actual albums and stuff. So any suggestions of things that you actually want to see or want us to talk about, please get in touch, leave comments on the Insta, the YouTube, and God knows what else.
We've said from the very start, it's very, very obvious that we are not serious podcasters. This is just a laugh. We're not perfectionists. We regularly get facts wrong, but we're there or thereabouts. We're about 90% there. The rest of it's that'll do.
Yeah.
So and that comes with age and experience, kids.
Yeah, there's no real research goes into this. I think we've said before, we try and pick facts out of the dusty crevices of our mind that we think are right, and they've probably been long shot.
It's generally. Have you heard such and such an album? Yeah, I think so. Want to talk about it for half an hour? Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's it.
That's.
As I said, at one point I might go back and we'll do we've got at least a 2-hour show there of us basically going, that fact's not right. They're not actually from Leeds, they're from America. That wasn't their first album. This song wasn't even on it. Like, I realised almost straight away after putting up the video for Cannonball that it wasn't on the album that we were talking about by the Breeders. So, if you're looking for facts, this is the wrong podcast for you.
Yeah. Or the right one.
Yeah. If you don't like facts, we're the guys. All right. Well, thank you ever so much for listening, and we will see you at the next one. Ta-ta.
Goodbye.
You heard it online, and you think there's no rival. You want it for your collection, but have you heard it on vinyl?